Hey, it's Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and I'm Ethan Van Sciver. Welcome to Brutally Honest Portfolio Reviews number 15, in which I review your portfolios. This is the 15th one that we've done, and this is an incredibly popular series, probably the most demanded thing that you guys asked me to do, and it's supported through my Patreon account. So you guys are actually paying me to do this, literally, and I'm happy to do it. Let's see. So today we've got 7 pages from a fellow named Christian, who lets me know that he's interested very much in pen and ink, and he needed to show me 7 pages, not 6, because he said the story wouldn't make sense if he just showed me 7. Also, he sent the pages out of order, and I did this review, and I was extremely harsh, according to Kaylee in there. And I realized that maybe some of my harshness was because the pages were out of order. Again, and these pages, they come in out of order, and it drives me insane because I'm trying to follow the story, and if they're out of order, something's wrong. So I'm putting them in the proper order, and we're gonna do this again because in the proper order, it makes more sense. And Christian, you'll forgive me if I'm wrong about this, but if I've accidentally remixed your story here, I think I've done it to better effect. So this is our establishing shot, and it looks like this is a road and some sand dunes, and this is the sun and clouds. And on the horizon, we see a figure either appear or he's just walking to us through the mist, and he's starting to come into view, into focus. Christian has a very lovely European drawing style. I really enjoy the different textures that he's using. He's using pen, he's using brush and ink, he's using dry brush and ink, and he's really, he's using it to good effect. Now, Christian has some drawing problems, and we're going to go over those, and some storytelling problems as well. He tends to focus all of his energy on things that don't matter. And he tends to ignore or de-emphasize or not work hard on the things that do. And I think that's his biggest flaw in his storytelling from what I can see. I like this panel an awful lot. This looks like it could be the illustration, the cover of a children's book almost, or something. I mean, it's really, really pretty. We've got some problems. You know, I saw this silhouette and I didn't know what to make of it. This is part of his, when I say that Christian has problems with some, drawing some things that matter, working through things that matter, and spending too much time on things that don't. This is what I mean. It took me a while to realize, and you'll have the same, I think, problems. Maybe you won't now that I'm telling you, but this is a wolf. Now, Christian, you do need to actually, he's a demonic wolf. He's got a long kind of tail, I think, with a little spike at the end of it or something. But he's still meant to be a wolf. And Christian, you are going to have to get reference and, use photographic reference if necessary to make sure that even this tiny silhouette actually looks like a wolf. Because it looks like a donkey a lot of the times, including down here, especially down here, where we see kind of this beautiful shot of our hero, who we're still kind of aloof to. We haven't seen his face. We don't know who or what he is. We don't know who or what this is, but it sure does look like a donkey. So that's not what you intended. You are going to need to pay more attention, making sure that you are drawing things properly. Or even if you're going to caricature them like this, you have to get a hold of reality. Look at these sand dunes here. Look at this the light coming in here and the black. It's just, there's a lot to like. And then you really start to look at what's going on here. And I believe this is like New York City. It took me a while. When I first saw it, I was like, is this Babylon? Like, what is it? Because of this building here, it looked, kind of Middle Eastern. But no, this is kind of a decaying Brooklyn Bridge, I believe. And, it's collapsed into the dried out, like the water is all gone. and the buildings are just husks now. But what I really like that Christian's done is he is utilizing many different textures, and he just will not stop with the utilizing many textures. Look at that. So he lays down some black with brush, black, and then he just kind of gives us glops of black here in the sky, and then he goes back with pen and he streaks them out like this. He does pull outs off of the black streaks, and then he goes back in with dry brush and white ink or white paint, and he just kind of spatters it here. Look, spatter. He follows it down. He does it again over here, creating an interesting texture. And you can tell that's what he does. I would say, watch what you're doing, because the brush is making repeated shapes. Okay, so the way that you're using the brush, you can tell that the brush is kind of bent in, one position, because it's making this kind of line, blop, line, blop, line, blop, and all through here. So it's ending up kind of making its own pattern, which might be okay, but it might not be desirable if you're looking to make kind of something random happen with your brush. And then after that, he goes in and he does stars. And I don't know if this is ink spatter or if it's drawn on. It looks like it's white paint ink spatter. So that's actually 4 or 5 different layers of work that he's doing just to make this black sky look interesting. Meanwhile, though, Christian, your wolf looks like a donkey. So don't get egomaniacal. Don't let it go to your head. Get back in there. Learn to draw wolves. All right? I like your skull, 3 teeth busted out, and a snake coming out through the eye hole. Terrible. That's the worst thing in the world. Can you imagine a snake coming out of your eye hole? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to skip back 1 page here, and then we're going to look at this, which is actually the first page that he sent me, but I do believe this is page 2, because we've got our guy who seems to be climbing through the wreckage of the city. I mean, who even knows? You can't really tell. These 2 panels are not good. They're just not good, and I thought they were our establishing panels. I'm sorry, we're still far too aloof from our 2 characters here. We've got our donkey wolf hopping. I mean, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this kind of hopping motion thing in a panel that's this far away when we still don't even know what our characters are, who they are. Yeah, and then again, the perspective here is wrong. You're trying to use 1-point perspective to draw these buildings, or you should have used it. You didn't. And what ends up happening is these buildings are not parallel. These 2 rows of buildings, they're actually converging into a corner here in the middle. So that's not great. And then we cut to this panel here, which is much better. But still, is that Cyberfrog? More importantly, is that Dre? And now our wolf donkey now looks like Gru's dog. You ever read Gru the Wanderer and he had a pet dog? That's Silhouette. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of cars kind of decaying in heaps. It's interesting. All right. Here we go. This panel is tough on me. It's tough on me, Christian. You have to understand. All right. I'm your uncle. I want to be proud of you. This is a head-on shot. There's no perspective at all. There isn't. It looks like he just drew this kind of flat angle shot of what looks like a convenience store, and our hero is about 6 inches tall. As he approaches the convenience store, once he reaches the door frame, he would reach right about there, based on the horizon line being right about here. That's our eye line. Maybe even higher than that. He's very small. He's very small. He'll be right about here at the door jamb. We have to use perspective. We have to. This should illustrate why. It's necessary. If you don't, you will make mistakes. All right, so he's going to go into... All right, so we skipped that. That was imagine going from that to this. That triggered me, honestly. All right, so we got the pages in order though. He's going in, and we can see this is actually one of my favorite panels that you did. I gotta get the whole thing on the screen. It's one of my favorite panels that you did. I love it. I love the, it's easy. It's one of these things that is really effective when you're walking into a kind of a dark room from the light, and you've got the light source behind you and you're casting a shadow. I love the way our donkey wolf looks here. Apparently he's got 3 eyes. We're gonna find that out. Shelves are empty, but he does manage to find a can of beans and a ripped open, I noticed this and was very happy, a ripped open box of Cyberfrog treats. It's a shout out to Cyberfrog there. Good work here, good work. Reference your hand. You can do that. And we see his face for the first time, and I realized that it kind of looks like my art. This is the kind of thing that I would do with the blackened out eye socket and the, pupil inside of it. It's very Sinestro. He opens up a can. Good job on the teeth. Again, you won't stop with those textures. I like the dry brush here in the background. And then our wolf, very well drawn wolf with a 3rd eye, is growling at something. Now it looks like a wolf. And our hero is back there. I guess he's eating the beans, sitting down. And the wolf he's in the spotlight, he gets pulled into the darkness and he whimpers. You know what? The lack of cross-hatching on the wolf's backside here does bother me. It doesn't look like the same wolf. You can go ahead. You cross-hatched his arm here. You're going to need to keep that consistent. Even though he's in the light, it doesn't matter. You're still going to need to do that. And the fact that our dog has been killed completely stops our hero from eating his canned meal. And it looks like he's in a nice action pose and he's ready to attack. There's a lot of this going on where you do blacks and then you kind of stop and you do these kind of rough cross hatches that don't really blend into the figure. This doesn't work. I mean, one or the other, Choose one. And here we see a monster. This monster is attacking to the side. He should be attacking straight at us. He should be attacking us. We are the hero's point of view. So have these arms reaching out towards us. That's the only way to do it. You've got him attacking to the side and you don't see the hero here. In order for him to be attacking like this, we'd need to see our hero in relation. If you do it so that he's attacking us, straight at us, then we become the hero and you don't have to draw the hero. Thank you for the Cyberfrog shout out. Froggo's treats or something? Good. Look at Cyberfrog. He's thrilled. He likes it. He likes the attention. And then we do another splash page, which is ballsy. And then we do a 3rd one, which is nut-tacular. Don't do 3 splashes in a row. This is not finished. This drawing here, I see his arm up here. I do not see his finished waist, but not only that, you can't have the background go all white like that. It's very confusing. You've already established so much ink in the background, so much darkness. You do need to go back in there and finish this page and make it black, make it dark. Very cool though. I like it. And then this is a completely different monster. This is not this monster. This is a different monster. Right there. There's a different dude. He's equally as cool. And here's our hero. So Christian, we've got some, anatomy problems, some figure drawing problems. In a way, it kind of works with your style. It's this kind of like interesting, alternately primitive and then kind of European sort of horror style that I enjoy. I mean, I'm looking a lot at Edward Gorey lately, and I think you're a fan. I don't know. I dig it. I think it's very nice. But you do need to slow down on this kind of nonsense and actually start spending more time on your fundamentals, like your perspective grids, and making sure that everything is drawn properly. That is your job. Your job is to tell stories. Your job is to make your world believable. And that just doesn't always mean texture. First and foremost, it means drawing fundamentals like perspective. And working on your figure drawing and working on drawing a realistic looking wolf from panel to panel, even if it is just a little silhouette. More fundamentals. You can do it. I believe in you, Christian. Thank you for sending me your portfolio. If you'd like to send me your portfolio, those of you listening at home, you can send me those 4 to 6 pages. Send them to Ethan, ETHAN12032 @gmail.com, or DM them to me at Twitter at Ethan Van Sciver, and I will review all of them. I will. It's my job. So thank you for everyone who's supporting my Patreon. Thank you for the super chats. Click like on this video. Please share it and subscribe if you haven't already. We've got lots more of these to go. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
It's no secret at all that I couldn't do this channel if it wasn't for support from you, my subscriber base, and my Patreon donors. If you'd like to join this community by pledging $1 or more per month, go check out the link in the description below. And I thank you.